We're in unit 10.
Awesome. Cool. Showing off the 14 unit apartments.
Yep.
First time I've seen them.
Nice. All right, well, I got us recorded. We're ready to go. Curtis, you want to facilitate check-in this morning?
All right, Meg. When you check in, what were your completions?
My completions yesterday were work completes, going through messages, scheduling things with tenants and contractors. We got a bunch of approvals that I could send out, calling the utilities to make sure that stuff was turned on. What else did I do? There's just a lot of scheduling stuff going over with Anna yesterday about, all the contractor stuff, getting her started with calling contractors. She did great, and I have a feeling these two are going to do great. So hopefully we can get more stuff scheduled out for today.
Excellent. Keep going, Curtis.
All right. So my completions, I talked with the 14 unit owner. She sent me a quote from somebody that goes to her in-laws church, and it was crazy high. I also talked with George Garrett about moving the thermostat. I think the price is a little high. But whatever, it's like $250 range.
Yeah, I already approved that, so they can move it so the wall can be adjusted.
Okay. And I also talked to him about the other units, and he said he was going to get me a list of material. I said, the owner needs to put together a budget to know how much this is. So, we know what the labor prices are, but I need him to specify the materials that we're going to need here.
Just assume it's double for the most part. If you're going to guesstimate and everything, it's normally going to be less than, but for instance, you buy a doorknob, it's $20. Well, it's going to cost you $20 to put it on, right? Buy a door, it's $100. It's going to cost you, $100 or something to put it on. It's an overestimation, but it's a way to kind of get things done because she's on a very strict timeline to get this refi done.
Yeah.
So,
So generally, he's $1,250 to install. Equipment shouldn't exceed $2,000, and because these are all split systems. Last split system we did was $1,800 or so.
Well, just round it up, Curtis, because anything that's already been done in the past, you don't have to have an exact. She can just be given generalities, right? Just roll it up,
I'm going to double.
We know equipment already is roughly $2,200, and the install would be $1,500 or less, right? So just based on those estimations, nothing has to be.
They're going to need duct work as well, because you remember some of the older.
$1,000 onto that. We already have flat rates on all that.
Yeah.
So just estimations, and that way she can move on with things.
Okay.
Because otherwise, she's going to point the finger, obviously, at us for not, jumping the gun on things and helping her out, right? So we just want to make sure that she doesn't even get in that predicament.
Right.
So if he just moves the thermostat to the air conditioning and everything, then the carpentry people can come in there and handle the wall.
They can go ahead and they can pretty much get started on unit 9, because unit 9 is, for the most part, complete as a one-bed.
He moves it, because otherwise they're just going to cut it off. Unless he's going to put in brand new, is he just going to move it, like relocate it?
Yeah, number 10, the current system and duct work is fine. It works.
No, but the thermostat has to be moved off the wall that's going to be demoed.
Yep, that's the only thing he has to do.
Okay, yeah, but he has to do that first, obviously. So just need to tell him that that's the first one. If in the system, whatever the quote was, I know it was 250. I went ahead and I approved it so they can get on with it, just so that we can, you know, get one of the walls. But while he's out there, if he can move all of them, that would be great.
Right.
And you know they're going on the back wall of the living room, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So Meg, can you go ahead and get him started on that?
Which units have to be moved?
So
9, 10.
that would be, no, this is 10. This one is staying where it is.
Oh, this one is staying. Okay.
Right. So anything in this configuration is staying as it is. The ones at the bathroom in the center. So on this side, it's
Just give the numbers, Curtis, because she's not going to know. What numbers are they that he needs to move them?
Number 9.
Okay.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 4.
9, 2, and 4. Gotcha.
Okay, so 249. Got it.
The 240 quote to move them.
Right.
And he quoted what, 250 a piece on those?
240.
240. Okay.
So
that's out of the way, then the walls can be moved, and that's, you know, the main thing before being able to drop the kitchen in and everything, because that's one of the bigger items.
Right.
Okay.
So the other thing that the owner did is she got Cadoza out here, paying him directly to take some of these units and upgrade the electric just outside.
Okay.
So he's put outside panels. I just saw at unit 9 he had it done. I tried to turn it on, it didn't work. He says they're waiting for the city to come out today and complete it.
Okay.
Because he had to pull a permit on that. And he also
right. And how many, real quick, how many investor support people do we have there today? I see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna, because they're gonna do one unit together today, and then I'm gonna split them up to where they can do. So let's say that everyone does number 9 together, and then they're gonna be able to do 2 and 4 separate. So.
And I'll take them into 2 or 4, whichever one that we wrote on. I think it was 4 we wrote on the wall that day.
What about it?
So that we see what the layout is.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll go over it with them because I want to get them at least to go in to do inspections first after they do the first one. Because we'll talk about I mean, unless there's something different with the layout in number 9.
No, 2, 4, and 9 are identical.
Okay.
Well, kind of identical. There's a difference in a window, but no big deal.
Do you know if the kitchen that she's wanting to have moved, does she want to use that same stuff, or is it going to get tossed out?
No, it will not be used.
Because isn't in number 9 a new countertop and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so then that's just going to go get scrapped somewhere, or can be used at a different property.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
But the other thing we're going to want to look at unit 9 are the appliances, see if we can repurpose that somewhere else, you know, give her credit for it or something.
So she wants to get different appliances?
Yeah, she's talking about skinny appliances. Like 24-inch wide stoves and so on.
Okay.
That's the only way all this stuff is going to fit.
Okay. Did you get access into that storage room or the laundry room or anything over there? Because what if she because if it's 3 stoves, maybe her other units might need them. You know, we'd have to look and see the condition of the other stoves.
When she was here, actually, I had Ronnie come over gratis one day and just snap off the lock that was there. And she bought another one that we put on.
Okay, so you do have access to it. Good.
Yeah.
Is there any room for storage back there or no?
Some, actually Cadoza, she's got Cadoza doing some work back there. I think she still wants to turn this into a laundry room.
Is there room for 3 stoves?
Well, there would only be one stove because the other ones don't have any appliance.
Okay. Then is there room for 1 stove? That way that can be her backup in case any of our other tenants have a stove that goes down?
Yes.
Okay. So we need 1 stove and
So there'll be a stove and a refrigerator out of unit 9.
then if there is a fridge, then we might want to look to see if there's a plug over there, just, to keep it plugged in kind of thing.
Yeah, the electric in there doesn't work, but Cadoza will be here today, and he'll be here soon. And I told him that I have the key and that I'd give him access. So I don't think there's an actual outlet that works in there.
Okay. Is there a lockbox that we can put on it?
There is no knob, so I was going to put it in one of the other lock boxes.
Gotcha. Okay. Which one do you want to put it in?
Probably 9.
Okay. All right. So how did this morning go?
So at 8 o'clock, there was virtually nobody there. The protest people were standing around. About 8:50, it started to get busy. So Adina and her normal bubbly self showed them how to approach people in Home Depot. We ran into Adina's brother there. Before we left, we saw Luis. Adina's brother told me about an HVAC guy he's using that he's paying $800 for installs.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the average install for a normal person is $500 actually. We pay $1,350, which is way above whatever. And then there's of course people that still want more than that.
So
yeah,
it should be easy, with any of these contractors, especially now that we have a wholesale supplier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's also going to send us an electrician, wire the whole house for half of what Trey would charge, and certainly less than Cadoza.
Good, good. Are these people in the system yet or not yet?
No, I'm still waiting for him to send them to me.
Make sure you text him, I would say now, before you forget.
Well, he needs other things from me, so I'm going to hold him accountable.
All right. So let's hear from the investor supporters. What happened this morning? How was that?
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. It was interesting. Trying to figure out, who to approach and the best way to approach. But yeah, it was interesting. Learned quite a few things about what's used and the processes. So interesting learning experience.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. We got to, it was like really fun to see Adina like approaching the contractors and asking, and yeah, like after, asking the first person, then the second one's easier. So it's just like, hey, are you a contractor? And it goes from there. So that was cool. And definitely very helpful to see the little details, right? Because like, I think the way you save money, it is on those like little things, like how much you pay for paint and materials, and the fact that you leverage, like basically you keep everything streamlined so that way you have like an economies of scale, right? So then you can use it on different properties. So that was really useful.
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between, almost double. So you can easily play double if you don't know what you're getting, or if you're not specific on the items that you're wanting to have inside of a project. So did you guys actually do it yourself, or did you just let Miss Adina do it?
No, we did it.
You
I
did?
have a few contacts, you know. I'll reach out to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She, you know, every time I've done it, like in different cities too, because this way you can do a project almost anywhere around, you know, the nation. Just go into Home Depot or Lowe's, and if I needed a plumber, I'd go into the plumbing section, kind of hang out there, see someone looking for stuff. I'm like, hey, do you do plumbing on the side? You know, it's like, do you want some side work or whatnot? You know, and then give them your business card so they know that you're a legitimate person and that kind of thing, right? And I don't know if you guys text message them right away, but normally I also will be like, okay, well, give me your number. I'll text you right now, and I'll let you know what the address is. And so right then and there, I get their number by texting them, because after I have X amount of contractors I've spoken to, I can always look back in my phone, right, to see who I spoke to, and I'd be like, hey, you know, Jimmy, let's talk about plumbing. You know, let me know when you're available to check out, you know, this address, or I can send you photos and video, or I can FaceTime you to save time, right? But you always, whenever you text message them, so you meet them and everything, you text them, and you say what trade it is, because when you have, you know, 50 people inside your phone, you're not going to remember who was what, right? Or what trade they were. So that's why you always say, hey, Bob, let's go ahead and talk about carpentry. I've got, you know, some windows and doors to put in. Let me know, you know, when your next availability is, and I'll send you the pictures and the video and the photos, just to kind of save that person, that contractor time.
Mhm.
And another thing you can do is 30-second videos too. So if you're in a project, you can specifically walk in through the front door, let's say, and talk about the paint. It's like, okay, so this is the painter's video, you know, or, you know, okay, so this is the paint that we need done in here. We're going to be painting the walls tan. We're going to, you know, accessible beige is what we use. We're going to have the doors and the trim and the, you know, kitchen cabinets are all going to be white. The ceiling's going to be white. And I want this room to be changed from blue. Make sure you kills it, right? And then put the paint on it so you don't have a house of 1,000 coats. And then, you know, you kind of want to make sure you're specific. Also, it's like, hey, don't get anything on the floor. We're keeping this flooring, right? Or, hey, no need for drop cloths, spray away because this flooring is being totally, you know, changed out. So no need to put down drop cloths. So, you know, little things, you know, in those 30-second videos are helpful so that they can, you know, understand better what you're looking for. And also you can use that video obviously for multiple quotes, right? Because you can send it to 3 different painters. You can send it to 3 different carpenters. You can, you know, and then that particular carpenter, that painter is going to, you know, pretty much have an idea if they want to do that job, you know, or not. If they're doing something on a regular basis, they should be able to quote things, you know, pretty much via video or via FaceTime, just to save driving time and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of them do want to do face-to-face interaction because they figure the more time they suck up of yours, the more they're going to be able to get the job from you, right? No matter the cost. So just understand, you know, the reasoning behind it all. And I'm like, I don't have time for all that. Can you please install this AC unit for $1,350, because the normal going rate is $500 whenever we're doing them at the apartment complexes, or less, okay? Because think, you know, HVAC techs are probably getting paid $20, you know, an hour to do those swap outs at the apartment complexes. They're not working 10-hour days. So think about it, $20 times 10 hours to do one air conditioning swap out at a luxury A-class apartment. That's $200, right? So when you're paying someone $1,350 to do it on the side or on the weekend or after hours or something, that's really good money for them. I used to pay them $500. You know, on the weekends and stuff for them to, you know, do the swap outs for me, because I knew that it only took them, you know, they could do like 2 swap outs in a day when they're doing the ACs and stuff. Some of them, you know, could do it very quickly. And think about it, that's like $100, $200 an install, you know, at the apartments. Remember, apartment complexes are not paying $7,000 an install. I'm sorry, it's not happening. And then if you Google the equipment, you'll see that condensing units, air handlers are all about $500 a piece. If you're buying them, you know, separated, or, you know, I think they're more expensive now because of metal and China and all that kind of jazz. So we're paying more like, you know, anywhere from $2,200 and below. So $1,600 to $2,200 or below for equipment. This is very important because this bit of information right here, I can tell you, is going to save thousands of dollars on your project. Okay, that's the difference between having an updated bathroom and not having an updated bathroom, having brand new appliances or having used appliances. Okay, that's like thousands of dollars of savings right there, just alone with that one, you know, trade. So kind of just keep that in mind. Whenever you guys were talking with the contractors, I want to hear from each of you guys. What would you say was your, like, for any new person doing this behind you, what would you say to them, and what was holding you back from doing this just normally? Because it's really strange, because people, whenever they're like, I can't find contractors, I'm like, then you don't go to Home Depot enough. You know what I mean? Like, I get lost in there. It's like the vortex of being abducted by aliens, okay? So, you know, maybe some people walk around the mall. I like to walk around Home Depot and Lowe's and see all the cool stuff, right? So
It's already said that she wants to go to Home Depot, so we already got one.
I do. I love going to Home Depot. I joke with my fiance, that's like my playground.
I know, and you see all the new stuff and like cool things that come out, right? But now that you guys have been through it, tier one, when someone says, oh, I can't find contractors anywhere, tell me why. Like, I'm still trying to understand people a little better. And you guys are like, you know, coming right into the gates. And of course, I'm kind of desensitized and old school, been doing it for 20 zillion years. So I just want to understand a little better.
Yeah, you can find them Home Depot, Lowe's. I've also been told QT is a good place to look.
Yep.
So
when I get gas in the morning, I see them out there snapping off the stuff and asking for business cards or telling them to turn around. Let me take a picture of your shirt.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's easier for girls to kind of mess with the contractors a little bit, you know, but.
It was funny. The first one Adina hit up today, she goes, hey, can I take a picture of your shirt? And he goes, well, the shirt isn't from my company. So,
Yeah.
hey, let's dirty up somebody else's shirts.
Okay, so explain. So you obviously, Timothy, felt that, yeah, you can find them at Home Depot and stuff. But what I want to understand is, like, what would be holding you back from talking to these people?
Well, I know from me personally, and I'm sure some other people like that, they don't want to bother somebody while they're out shopping. You know, especially if they're a contractor who's buying stuff to go to work, they want to get their stuff and get out and get to work.
Yeah.
So you also got to be cognitive of their time and kind of be, you don't want to be quick with it.
Okay.
You don't have to have anything prolonged, drug out. Just say, hey, you're a contractor, great. I've got some jobs think you might be interested in. Here's my card, or could I get your card? And make it a quick and easy exchange so they can go ahead and get their day going.
Okay, good. What about you?
I mean, there's not enough contractors there, but the ones that I was like, this guy's definitely a contractor. And then I asked Adina, how do you know? She's like, just ask. And I was like, it's so simple, right? Why am I overthinking it? It is, like, just ask. If they're not, that's fine. Move on, you know, next one.
Well, the other dead giveaway is if they look like they're doing work and they have a cart full of stuff, or they're pushing around one of the big carts with lumber, plumbing, electrical, whatever,
Yeah.
they're most likely a contractor.
But yeah, I mean, I think the first one, like, just
Who's
you know,
covered
bring out
in
the comfort
is
zone
kind of a
one
dead
person.
giveaway as well.
What?
So the guy in the paint section who's covered in paint is kind of a dead giveaway as well.
Yeah.
That's what Curtis said. That's true. Makes sense. But yeah, I think it was just like, for me, it was like talking to the first person and getting it out, you know, just like, all right, you know, it's fine. It's just out of your comfort zone a little bit, but you know, the second one's fine. Like, you've already spoken to one person, so it's okay.
Okay, so it boils down to the fear of the unknown and bothering someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one cussed at you or bit your head off.
No. You know, people at Home Depot are usually pretty nice, you know, to girls. So they like ask if you want help. And I've been asked so many times, like, everyone's so nice here. It's just because, you know, it's a little different than what they're used to.
Yeah. Well, if you can kind of look at it from a little different mindset, look at it from the perspective of you're going to them with a handful of money, right? Hey, I got this money for you. I just need you to come put this ceiling fan up. I've got this money for you, right? I just need you to go ahead and put this deck in. I got this money for you. I just need you to update this bathroom. So one of the quick ways, you know, that I'll ask people is be like, hey, do you know how to like put in a bathroom and everything? I'm like, can I get your number and text you some photo and video and my budget and see if that's something that you'd be interested in, or if you've got a friend or anything that would be? Okay, great. You text them right away. Okay, Bob, I'm going to send you the video of this bathroom and the photo of what I want it to look like. And my budget on this is $3,000. Is this something that you can do? Yes or no? Right? So you just kind of want to keep it very, you know, quickie, snappy kind of thing. If you have the flat rates, okay? Because the thing that a lot of contractors don't like is they don't like to take off and not make money going off to making bids, right? They want to go from a job that's making money to a job that's making money to a job that's making money. So the faster that you guys can just be like, hey, this bathroom is $3,000. Here's a picture of what it looks like, and the supplies are at Home Depot, and here's, you know, what, you know, and if you guys don't have this yet, go ahead and download the Home Depot app onto your telephone, because whenever you put that stuff in there, you know, I screenshot pretty much the supplies that we have. So if it's a certain light fixture or certain ceiling fan, it actually says what aisle and what bay that particular product is in. That way they can just, you know, go through and pick up exactly what, you know, I wanted for that particular project, or that owner wanted for, you know, their particular project. And then they can just go and do the installs and everything, right? So kind of keep that, you know, in mind, just to streamline everything. So you get work done fast, as well as, you know, making that job a lot easier for them. So they don't have to come out and necessarily bid something. And my whole thing is this, you know, hey, this is roughly the price that it's going to be. If you get out here and, you know, we tear open the bathroom and there's some unforeseen things, you know, taking place or whatever, we can handle that whenever we come to it. But we do understand that you can't bid something you can't see, right? So just make sure that they understand too, that you're understanding, you know how to roll with the punches, that you're not going to say, oh, well, we started this bathroom job and I ripped it out and now there's some bad, you know, bathroom joists and everything. Well, you said that you do it for this price and this includes all that foundation repair underneath. You know what I mean? Come on, guys, let's be real. You know, they did not plan to spend an extra day reinforcing, you know, all of the bathroom floor joists and putting down new subfloor. They just thought they were going to do a tub switch out, right? So just, you know, when you speak to a contractor like that and you can understand where they're coming from, they're going to want to do more business with you because you're direct, you're to the point, you're understanding, you're, you know, considerate of that, but you're also politely firm, right? Because no one's going to walk on me. It's not happening, right? So, you know, and that only comes with experience of knowing what's going on and seeing it done, right? And then also being able to know what your numbers are and just being, you know, completely, you know, open with them on how that kind of works. Because if there is an extra day's worth of work, you can tell them, hey, if we open this floor up or something, or this bathroom up, and there's like a day's worth of work, what is your daily rate? Okay. So for instance, if they're getting paid 25 bucks an hour, assume 10 hours, right? That'd be $250 for the day. So if we run up on something, then we're going ahead and locking in that if there's additional things and it's going to take a day's, you know, extra, you know, work and stuff, that you're agreeing to do $250, you know, to rectify, you know, any unforeseen things, if that makes any sense, right? So, and then helpers, obviously, if another helper needed to come in on the scene, normally those Helpers can get paid anywhere between $10 to $15 an hour, depending on what they're doing. So just assume for, you know, in essence, a day helper, you know, that could be anywhere from $100 to $150 for the day, right? So if you needed a helper for the week, how much would that be? You know, multiply that by 5, right? So always kind of look at things as how long something takes for a day, how long things take for a week, and then of course your flat rates on, you know, the type of work you're having done. But you'll be surprised at, you know, when you see how a lot of this stuff works behind the scenes. A lot of it is just having that knowledge so that you don't get yourself into a pickle where someone's going to say, oh yeah, I need an extra $10,000 to finish this out. You can totally kick that person to the curb, because there are going to be people that kind of try and pull the upsells and everything. But as long as you have that conversation up front, you put that stuff in writing in a work order ticket, and then you talk about the unforeseen situations of, hey, if there is an extra day of, you know, rotten wood or something that needs to take place under there, then we're agreeing to X amount per day to handle that situation. Okay. Right. So, okay. And let's see here. You guys are currently at the multifamily project. I've got, how long are you guys in the field today for? I know Meg's
I don't
there.
have anything else until 6.
Huh?
I don't have anything else until 6 p.m. So I'm really up to
Okay.
Curtis and.
How about you, Timothy?
Yeah, pretty much open.
Open? Okay. So a couple of things today we've got to take a peek at. So what I had, Curtis, just so you know, we've got contractors that are over at 307 Riley. They're going to finish up. My understanding is there's 3 days left after the floor is done. In regards to the flooring restoration, is he going to go on Friday, like afternoon, or Saturday and work over the weekend? Do you know what his plan is?
He indicated he's gonna be there tomorrow morning and work through the weekend. And it'll be okay to walk on starting Tuesday.
Okay, so do we know what he's going to be doing tomorrow? Is it okay to have other contractors around, or does everyone need to be out?
He's gonna be mostly sanding tomorrow. So I can check and see if we can have anyone else in there.
Yeah, I mean, because I think they might be I'll talk to them a little bit more, but today I think they're doing like the handrails and stuff. They can be doing things upstairs that have nothing to do with what he's doing downstairs. So we just have to get crystal clear today on, you know, what his plans are. And if he's going to be downstairs, then I'm going to tell them to get all of their downstairs things done today so that they can work on upstairs things tomorrow. You know what I mean? That way they're not on top of each other. And my understanding is that there's a back door anyway there that goes straight upstairs. So they should be. There isn't a back door?
Well, that door actually goes through where they're going to be sanding.
Okay. I thought there were stairs there.
Yeah, there's stairs there, but they're going to be sanding that entryway.
That's fine, but I'm talking about the guys going in and out. I mean, while they're going in and out upstairs, he can have that little spot at the bottom of the stairs for last, you know? He can do the rooms so that they're not in each other's way.
Okay.
Okay. So that's one project, right? And then I guess we've got to check on the airline paint job and all that kind of good stuff, because that one is ready for payout, right?
Right.
Okay. So that particular one, we just have to look to see if there's a dog still over there, because I think that they left their dog.
No, we put the dog out.
Yeah, it's out, but it's still like at the house and everything.
It's running. It was running around the yard.
Okay.
They had 4 or 5 dogs, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like it based on what was going on inside there.
Yeah, and you know, the day that I was over there, a lot of the windows were unlocked, so I made sure everything was locked. That right side door was totally unlocked.
Okay. Well, I want to make
So,
sure that the
didn't
stove is
want
still
to
in place because it looked like someone had stolen, I think, the stove cord and was in process of taking that stainless steel stove. So I want to make sure that the stove is still there. But as you're going around to each of these projects and stuff, let's see, who's got an iPhone aside from, okay. So you both, okay, good. So everyone has that, good. Because we kind of made Curtis get an iPhone too so he could do FaceTime things as well, but he doesn't like doing it. So whenever you get to the projects, obviously, then, you know, we can FaceTime and all that kind of jazz just so you can see how to do things remotely. So you're going to do it in the field, obviously, and then I'm going to be, obviously, the investor you're supporting per se. So then you guys can see where you can be on my side of the fence, and then you've got other people that are in the field so you can show them how to do it. You can see where they're coming from, and, you know, the photo and the video is going to be very important. So do me a favor, and I want you right now to text message our office line, which is 980-533-0988. Again, that's 980-533-0988. And whenever you get to each of the, you know, projects or whichever one you're about to do inspections on, you're going to text message in the address first and the apartment number if it pertains to that, if you're not at a house versus apartments. But you guys are at apartments right now, so we're going to do the apartments first. So obviously you'd send over apartment number 9. And then once number 9 is done, you guys have a grasp of that, then I'm going to split you off to where one goes to 2 and the other one goes over to, what is it, number 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 4. So who wants 2 and who wants 4?
I'll take 2.
Okay. And then Timothy, you got 4.
Okay.
Bonnie, do you want me to go to do inspections with them, or you want me to stay here and get office stuff done?
Yeah, you can stay there and get office stuff done. Curtis is there. He can wander around with them if he wants to, if he needs to look at anything in those 3 units so that we're all on the same page anyway. But I do want them to pretty much FaceTime me in each of them, as well as send me video and send me pictures, and also kind of go through and practice, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you don't want to video the floor the whole time. You want to make sure your pictures aren't so up close I can't tell where they are. You want to stand back a little bit. When you're doing video, you don't go all the way into the room. You stay at the front of the room and you pan it and everything. You know, it's funny because people will go and they'll send me, remember, we can look at photos and zoom in on things. But people will literally give you a picture of a doorknob and you're like, where, that doorknob could be in Egypt for all I know. You know what I mean? It could be at someone else's property. I love the whole roof patches too. I'm like, you need to back it up so I can see my neighbor's house. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you can see a roof patch from, you know, California or Washington or something. You don't know where that picture came from. So, you know, kind of keep that in mind, you know, while you're doing this, because you can always zoom in and whatnot. But we'll talk about pretty much what the layout's going to look like, and we're going to create a supply list of things that are going to be needed. And yeah, we're going to go through that process. But before we do that with investor support, do we have any cross-check items that Curtis, Meg, that we need to go over? Anything?
I'm working, I pinged the Safe Refuge owner again about approving the monies for 1906 wood
Okay.
HVAC.
And Curtis, be careful of names because we are recorded.
Okay. So talked with her and she still didn't approve it. So I'm working on that.
Okay.
And also I'm working with her on signing the paperwork for the other transaction we've been talking about.
Okay.
The other 2 purchases for that, the paralegal got with the owner yesterday. They called the lender and they're supposed to receive a fax today with the payoff so that those 2 closings can happen.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome, awesome.
Whenever I was talking with the HVAC guy on 1906, he said that the owner, the tenant was talking with him, and she went and told the gas company to take out her gas meter. So I had Meg reach back out to her to tell her, you're still going to have gas. Please get the gas company to get the meter back here.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, why would she do that? It's like, make sure you talk to the contractor. Remind them that with occupied units, no one talks to anyone except the office.
Yep.
Because that's crazy. Just so that you guys understand, we were looking at possibly converting a gas HVAC system over to electric. And so the HVAC installer went out there and was looking at the project and everything. Tenant comes out, says, what are you doing? He says, oh, I'm looking, at, possibly doing an electrical install here, a conversion. And the tenant proceeded to go and obviously call the city to yank her meter for some reason, when, the outcome of this was, no, we can't do it. So it doesn't have enough electrical power to handle an electrical system. So there you go. So now we got to fix that. And you got to remind contractors, especially if it's occupied units, they talk to nobody but you. The only thing they talk to a tenant about is scheduling an appointment and going there, fixing something and asking them, is everything completed to your satisfaction and working? But as for what they're there doing, all that kind of stuff, it's not anything, hey, I'm just, providing a quote and looking around to inspect, whatever items that they're looking to possibly do. But nothing's in writing. You don't even know if that person is going to actually be the person doing the job, at your project, right? Because you get multiple quotes for different things. So you do.
I've warned him. He's a chatty dude, and I said, you can't be chatty with our tenants.
Yeah. Otherwise, you get deemed vacants only.
Right.
So then you can only go to vacant units, or you have to have a chaperone where we go there and, muzzle you until we have it done, right? To figure out what's happening. But yeah, whenever you have gas, just because a lot of tenants don't like to have two different utility bills because they don't want two different deposits. Whenever it's rental property, we look to see, if a gas unit went out or something, or if it was just furnace heat only, doesn't have central air with it. Then when they crap out, in essence, we look to do a conversion if we can. In this instance, not going to be able to happen because the electrical panel won't handle an electrical HVAC conversion. So they're just going to switch out to a brand new gas pack kind of thing. And the heat will remain, gas, and the other parts of it will all stay, electric. So that's that situation. Good.
Yeah, speaking of weird situations, I happened to look in the closet in the bedroom in this unit 9 that's going to remain in one bedroom. And previous...
That's going to be a 2-bedroom.
Excuse me, 10. I keep mixing up 9 and 10. Number
10. Get mixed up here and we end up demoing up walls.
So number 10 in the bedroom closet has a big enclosure where there's a hot water heater. Doesn't leave a tenant very, very much room for clothes there. So okay. I don't think at this point I'm going to change it, but I am going to recommend that any other changes that be made, that they look at the low boy water heaters to put in the crawl space.
Will they fit down there?
Yeah.
Are they electric or gas?
Electric.
If Cadoza is there, then why don't you just ask Cadoza if he can relocate it and what the price is, and to give that to the owner.
Yeah, it's not a low boy. I don't know that this one would fit, the one that's in the closet.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, even if there is one for the future, go ahead and get a price from him, to do it.
Right.
What are they going to do? Stack their clothes on top of the water heater?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll see the pictures, I guess, in the video too, again, with what you're talking about. But Meg, do you have anything that we need to go over real quick before?
The only thing that I had was, I'm sending a picture real quick in the group chat. Louise finished 11:09. Did you talk to the owner for 12:08 to get approval for the make ready?
No, she didn't answer whenever I called.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'll
I
reach
just
out
wanted
to
make
her
sure
again.
see if we need to
Um,
schedule that.
Yeah. Also, there was a text that came in from these apartments, unit number 12. She's complaining about the steps and the concrete in front of the steps.
Okay.
So that should be added to the code section.
Okay. Number 12, you said?
Yes.
Well, since you guys are there today, then we can look at, what they're talking about. That's at that particular apartment complex, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, cool. And we'll get it all fixed and buttoned up and everything. Everything will look beautiful in the end. And let's see here. I think at least most of the stuff we're going on. If we need to go over anything else, we can use the obviously the team manager line kind of thing. And Curtis, are there any other projects that we need to go by? I would say, because I've got down here pretty much the airline. Did you guys go to Newcastle today?
I just ran in real quick to grab the table and chairs, and that was it.
Did you check the flooring install?
No, I didn't take any time to look around. I was trying to get back here so we could do the meeting.
Okay, so we've got Airline, Newcastle, the Riley 1001, and then 1109 is just finished now. Is that what's?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Also at Newcastle, there was furniture outside. I guess when they painted or did the floor or something, that bar that was in the kitchen is on the front porch.
Good. That was supposed to be moved out to be able to do the flooring.
Okay, and then there's stools and chairs or something by the side door.
That's not, yeah, because all that crap that was in the kitchen, because it should pretty much be vinyl from the kitchen all the way through to the dining room, down the hallway into the bathrooms. So I wanted to make sure that, they didn't try and put new vinyl around a nasty old bar. So that's good.
Okay. And did you see the quote for 510 for the haul off 235? And he wants to know if the stove on the porch is supposed to go or not.
If it's white, yeah, it can go. Go ahead and approve it because it's a lot of stuff and it needs to be gone.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, this will conclude, I guess, our morning meeting. Just so you know, we have this meeting pretty much every day from 10 to 11 pretty much. And would suggest, whenever you guys are in your own projects that you touch base at least every day or at the end of the day to see, how much progress was made. I used to, drop in on my projects like around lunchtime and maybe bring lunch, stuff like that, do nicey things because, Gatorade goes a long way. Red Bulls and Monsters go even further, so kind of keep that in mind when you're going to see people. Donuts in the morning, bags of beef jerky and stuff. Everyone loves to have, snacks on site and everything. So just make sure that you guys appreciate everybody and what they're doing because, of course, without our contracting teams, none of this would be possible. We all need each other. So, obviously the investors, the contractors, the suppliers, the tenants, the, lenders, the insurance providers, you're going to wear a bunch of different hats and you're going to have a bunch of different, relationships to manage over. And at the same time, it's one of those things where it all leads to financial freedom. So just kind of keep that in mind that why you're doing this. And, it just gets easier and easier as you go. In the beginning, it's a little bit bumpy, but that's why I say I want you guys to try and do at least 5 projects on your own and everything, because once you get past about 5, then you really don't need us anymore. It's one of those things where, you can now crawl, you can go run around and stuff, but, you know, just like going to Home Depot for the first time, you're a little apprehensive with talking to people, and, you know, hopefully all those walls will come down and you just do it. And that's one of the best places to go, not only shopping for your supplies, but shopping for your contractors at Lowe's and Home Depot. But all right, well, we have a big day today. So I guess you guys are gonna go to unit number 9 first. And when you get to number 9, it'll be time for one of you guys to FaceTime me, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.